You have reached the Soul Sergeant Ministry, and I'm the Soul Sergeant. Hello everyone, welcome to the Soul Sergeant Ministry. I got a guest over here. His name is Sean. It's not very often I get somebody here who's been in the military on my show. I don't know why, maybe you're all scared of the drill sergeant hat, but this boy's from the Navy. He'll give you his input today. See what he's got to say. A little scripture maybe a testimony. I don't know. We're just gonna wing it. Take it away, Sean.
All right. Thanks for having me on, man. Staff sergeant.
What did you say? Did you salute me?
Oh shoot.
Oh, you're gonna be doing push-ups.
No.
We're gonna let you finish the show, but push-ups are coming your way.
No.
You better clear your face, clear your mind. You better wipe off that goofy face and get to work.
My name is Shawn Savage. I'm actually from Connecticut. I'm in Colorado now. I came to the Lord when I was in Florida after the military. I was stationed in Connecticut and also I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. I grew up living in church, I kind of knew who God was, but not really. I kind of lived a life like everyone else. I never fit in, never really had a crowd, an in crowd. So I kind of wanted to get into the military and have that camaraderie, have that brotherhood, the fellowship, stuff like that, and feel like I belonged somewhere. So when I went into the military, I went there just kind of as an empty slate, just trying to kind of fit into this world. A lot of people do that. A lot of people are going in there and they're just trying to find their place in this world. Really what happened is I was conformed really to what everyone else looked like because I wanted to fit in with everybody else. As I got more friends, they were friends, but they would talk behind my back, and I really didn't fit in there either. I felt like I was an outcast the moment I got into the military. And that's not the military's fault or anything like that. That's just kind of how the world is. I came in there, I kept getting in trouble. I had a problem with authority. I didn't even know it. I had a problem with obeying the people that were over me because I did not respect them, because they did not lead as a leader should. I went through a very harsh time. I went to NJP 3 times. I was messing up.
NJP, what the heck is that?
NJP is non-judicial punishment, which is essentially how they punish you, one of the ways they punish you in the military. And you go with your chain of command, which is the people that you answer to.
Hey, I don't need a paragraph. I just need to know what NGP is. Come on, finish your testimony there, Sean. I'm in a hurry. This is the Army. This isn't the Navy where you can jack around.
It's basically just a form of punishment. Yeah, I went there 3 times, should have got kicked out twice. They lost my paperwork. I lived as every other man did there. I lived in fornication, sexual sin, and that became my lifestyle. And the only thing I didn't really go into was drinking, and that just became who I was, what everybody else was. I no longer really had a personality. I just became part of the mold, which is kind of what the military tries to do. That went on for years. I eventually was so depressed, so empty, so lost. I got out of the military. I said good riddance. I got my DD-214, which is essentially a piece of paper showing that you have been discharged from the military. I got out. I'm a free man now. I started a business. I did so much that to impress people, to look good. I'm a veteran. I kind of used that to work my way up, like most people do. If you say you're a veteran, most people they'll bow before you, give you such respect, and it's like you don't really feel like you deserve that. And I certainly didn't feel like I deserved that. For a while, I just kind of did my own thing, lived the same lifestyle, but I always ended up just empty. Eventually I ended up kind of getting away from my business, losing motivation. I couldn't motivate myself. Money couldn't motivate me. I moved down to Florida and started working with my uncle, who was a former Marine. He kind of whipped me into shape a lot, because I was very unsure of myself. I was very floating through life, trying to prove myself to others. Eventually, from working with him, living with him, he saw that he was following Christ and I wasn't. And it was very obvious. Although I said I was, it showed that I wasn't in my life, because your actions show what you believe. So when he saw that, he gave me an opportunity to repent, and he showed me the way I was living and why it was going to lead to my own destruction. So when he did that, I had a choice to make. I could either continue living my life as a victim to the military, to others, to myself, and do whatever I want, no direction, no purpose, or I could forsake everything I thought I knew and say, God, I know nothing. I want to follow you. I made the choice to humble myself and to follow God. I cut off everything that had held me back. I cut ties with people I should not have ever been talking to in the first place. And it was something that no one ever called me out. No one ever told me that I was wrong, and I needed that. It was tough love, and it was truth. It hurt, but it was good for me. So when he did that, I kind of needed someone who was harsh to set me straight. And so when he did that, I started following God with my entire life. I started following him. I didn't see myself as just a kind of lost veteran anymore. I saw myself as a son of God and one who's enlisted in the Lord's army. I'm one of his soldiers. I'm one of his men that is being led by him, and he's giving me orders. He's telling me what to do. He's showing me the direction and the path for my life, rather than the government or a person or whoever. Once I finally gave my life over to God and repented from all my sin, he just took my life and started making it worthy of his name. He helped me humble myself, so I didn't have to get humbled in life or humiliated, because he took our humiliation on the cross. He humbled himself to the point of death so that you wouldn't have to die. You would get to live. You would actually have a good life to live and have a purpose and have meaning in your life, not just have to do whatever you're told, but really have a relationship with God. It's not a shallow thing where God just tells you what to do, but he's not willing to do it himself. That's the most amazing thing about God, is not only did he say, live your life laid down for others, but I'm going to lay down my life for you and show you the example. That's what a leader does. He shows you the example, gives you something to follow. He leads and gives you something to follow. He doesn't just bark orders, tell you what to do. That's one of the most amazing things I can say that God did. He showed me a true example to follow. He didn't just bark orders at me, but he gave me purpose.
Speaking of barking orders, move on over. Well, you don't have to go that far. I just need to scoot in so everyone can see my ugly little face. So anyway, it sounds like to me somebody lost their identity and lost their hope in life. They rediscovered their identity, and their identity is within Christ. Their identity is no more, I'm a Navy guy, I'm a 20-some-year-old kid, I'm lost, I need drugs, alcohol, sex, cigarettes, whatever the heck it is to make me happy. He found his happiness, hope, prosperity in Jesus Christ. That's all I got to say. Continue.
So from that point on, God started to build me up. he started to use his word, and I got into the word, and I started mixing it with faith, believing it, believing that what he said is true. So it says, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, and in due time he will exalt you. That's James 4:10. It's over and over and over in the New and Old Testament in the Bible. Proverbs 22:4, the reward for humility and fear of the Lord is riches and honor and life. There's so much reward to being with God and humbling yourself before God and saying that he is God, I am not. He is Lord, I am not. So I'm going to follow him because he's the true God, he's the true Lord. He's the only one worth following because he's the only one who would actually lay his life down for his brothers, for us. He called us his brothers. He called us his children. It's just amazing when you see that God is the most powerful, mighty being in the universe, and yet he humbled himself to the lowest possible place and even washed the feet of his disciples. He gave and died in our place, being perfect. That is the perfect example and the reason why God's worthy of following. Jesus is the only one worthy following. And all he requests is that you would follow him, believe in me and follow me. And it's just that simple. We have to see what we're really living for. What am I following? Let me forsake everything that I'm doing, following success, fame, the world, whatever it is, and say, God, I'm going to follow you with my entire life. I'm going to humble myself and admit I don't know everything. I wasn't there when the world was created. I don't know hardly anything. The more you learn, the more you know nothing. When you can get to that point and realize, I know nothing, God knows everything. But I can know through him the truth so that I can point others in the right direction. And I can have his spirit indwelling in me so that I can know the answers. I can know things that I don't even know in my mind, but he'll bring them to me. Help me understand. Help me pursue the right things. Help me lead exactly where I need to go. And he can do that because he's God. And he knows everything. He knows your heart.
Now, Sean, you wonder why I have you standing there. I bet you thought I forgot all about those push-ups. Well, I didn't. So, get on down, front leaning rest position. I'll call them out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1. We can do a little faster than that, and I'm going to say them a little faster. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1. Get up. That's 2, you fool. Let's try it again. Did you say sir? Oh, we're going to be here all night long, my friend. All night long. Ready? Try to do 1 4-count push-up, Navy boy. You ready? Exercise. 1. Come on, faster than that. 2, 3. 1. Up is 1. Do it again. Ready? Exercise. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Now we're going to do it in cadence a little faster. Ready? Exercise. 1, 2, 3. 2. Oh, shoot. We're going to keep doing them until you can do 1 push-up. There's a reason why you did not go into the Corps or go into the Army. Get up again. Come on. Off your knees. Ready? Exercise. 1, 2, 3. Wow. I'm going to give you that, but you need to sound off from now on until death do you part. The Lord wants to hear you. Hear your voice. Go ahead and stand up. You're already pathetic. Get up, Sean. Come on now. Move with a purpose. Remember, God's got a purpose for your life, and he wants to hear your voice loud and clear. He doesn't want to hear 1, He wants to hear you. Be proud. Make him proud. Exit. Get out of my face.
The aim of my life now is not to be a millionaire, not to look successful, not to, be this amazing entrepreneur veteran or whatever it is. My goal is to know Christ. My goal is to draw close unto him, and he will draw close unto you once you draw near unto him. It's in James 5. So that is the purpose of my life. Now, God has so many more plans for us. He has more for us than we could ever imagine. It just takes us to say yes, not a maybe, not a God, I'll sort of follow you most of the time, and unless I want to do something, or it's a all in or all out.
So you're talking about foxhole religion, when you're stuck in that hole and say, God, I will do everything if you just get me out of this firefight. You get me out of this foxhole. Please, you get me off these drugs, I'll do everything. You don't have to wait that far, and you don't have to lie to yourself, people. Just be sincere and ask Christ, hey, come into my life. I need your help. I'm tired of trying to be in control of something I can't even control. I want to put my burdens on you because I know you'll accept those burdens. Continue.
So with my life, I live to follow Christ. I want to do what he would do if he were here. That's what it means to follow Christ. And I can actually hear his voice, I can know him, I can follow him, and I can know him personally. That's the most amazing thing. You can't get that with any other religion. You can't get that with any other belief system. It's just you and your beliefs. But with God, he's real, he's there. The more faith you put in, the more you get to know him, the more you trust him. It's a living and active thing that is growing and building you up. You see the change in yourself. I used to speak such useless words. Now every word that I speak has purpose and it has life, because it's from God and not from me. I want my words not to waste away and to be empty, but I want them to be full of life and truth and leading people. Whether you believe it or not, you are leading people either closer to God or closer to you or away from God. We have the opportunity through every person we meet and interact with on a daily basis to lead them closer to God or closer to something else. The only way their life gets changed is if they're closer to God.